I'm going to speak to someone very special today, whose CV in the professional game is amazing, and obviously he can get the opportunity to talk about himself as well, and obviously introduce yourself as well, so that people know as well who you are. So,
hello everyone, my name's Leroy Lita, former professional footballer.
Let's talk about your career and everything. You started off at Chelsea. How was that like?
Looking back now, it was not a great club to be at. But obviously, if you got Chelsea on your CV, you're gonna get some opportunities. A good reputation in the club. But while I was there, I worked really hard and I tried to just get, make it at Chelsea. I was doing really well, I thought, because I was being pushed to train with the first team and reserves at school age. I was 15 or something like that, and I thought I was doing really well, but they wasn't really. Their focus was on other players to push, but I was the one standing out, and I did well in my last season when I got released. I got pulled in after training on a Thursday night, and I think we trained at Canterbury University, and they told me, we're not taking you on, we think you're too small. And I just laughed because one of my strongest attributes was in the air.
I've played football for a very long time, and sometimes they do come up with, because I was very small, but I'm a very technical player. And you know, before, when they was growing up, they say about the English game, like, you're too small to play midfield, you're too small to do this, you're too small to do that. How did that make you feel? Like, did he discourage you from playing the game?
I didn't let it get to me because I was very good in the air. And that's one of my main strengths. And so I never saw it as a problem for me, but I get how it can dishearten some people, young people especially, 100%. Because you don't know how big you're going to be. At that age, you're just growing up, and you're just getting on with your life and trying to eat the right food. And some people grow late, some people are really big when they're young. You never know. It's a bit unfair because if someone's technical, you should work with them on that even more. So 100%. They don't have to be big.
And you know what, the good thing as well that I like these days as well is that because since Pep Guardiola has come in, the game has changed mentally. Because before it was about you being physical, strong, but now it's about actually being athletic, and that's the best way to play football. Do you know what I'm saying?
And if you've got the ball, you don't need to be. The team's got the ball, can keep the ball. No one's gonna try and bully you.
In terms of the mental aspect of the game, how do you cope with that? Do they have people like a coach that help with that mental side of the game, or do they just kind of leave you towards this is the mental side of the game and you just kind of
I think
deal with it?
Now there is, but while I was playing, I remember there's none. I think we had a psychologist once when I was at Bristol City. He used to take us for shooting drills. I took a bit of good tips from him and that, but mainly you get on when you come and train, and do your extras and go home. So it's not. I think now if you speak to the current players, there's someone there helping them on that side. But I think it's not one. It's stuff you just have to grow within you. Personally, I think anyway. So it's not something that can be taught. You either have it or you don't, because football is not very patient for that.
You play for so many clubs. 17 clubs in total.
Oh,
wow, I counted that 17 clubs in total, and I was like, wow. Out of those clubs, which one did you enjoy the most playing for?
Football-wise, I enjoyed playing for Middlesbrough under Tony Mowbray.
Tony Mowbray. Tony, and he did for West Brom as well. Tony Mowbray.
Mowbray is managed Celtic as well. And he's manager at Blackburn at the moment. I enjoyed it football-wise, but as a club as a whole, to be somewhere like Swansea, but I didn't play that much there. But the environment was very good. Literally, there's not one person I could think of at the top of my head that you didn't get on with it. Everyone is a proper club. They looked after all their players, and my most success was probably Reading. So where everyone remembers me for. As me personally, you enjoy different, like Middlesbrough. I love playing. I didn't like living near there.
Because I was even going to get onto that about that playing, because obviously you must have earned millions of pounds, so much millions, which only God knows if I'll be able to see that kind of money. But
you might do, mate.
Everyone wants to become a footballer these days.
Yeah, but for the wrong reasons.
Because obviously everyone's seeing that, you're earning this amount of money, you're earning that amount of money. But when I was growing up, I played everywhere, even for plastic trophies.
Because you love it.
Because I love it. but these days now, how important to instill that love of the game rather than the monetary part of it?
Well, we can't control that because it's just put out there for everybody to see what players are earning, what they think they're earning. But when I talk to young players and you see their parents, you're just seeing the dollar sign.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Come on, you got to try harder, but that kid's probably not enjoying it. So I mean, so
that's what it was.
I think that's where you take away the joy from. You're pushing your young boy or girl, whatever, to play football because of the money. Most of the time, you don't make it.
Parents are putting so much pressure, like from even young age, they chuck children into academy.
Man,
I've never played in academy. How is that coming found?
I think it teaches you football and nothing else. The academy teaches you just football, nothing else about life. So I get what players who come through later, who've had to go down low, who come back up. I think they're mentally stronger because they know both sides. I think when you've gone through academy and you've made it all the way through, you don't really learn nothing much else apart from football. But then again, you're getting good quality training. Sometimes you're getting quality coaching and things like that on a regular basis. That gives you an advantage to a certain point. That's about it. But then it's the mental side of it, how strong you are, how much you want to achieve your goals. So you can't let the academies don't teach you that. That's something that you have to have within yourself.
I'm talking about your Reading one because obviously, like I said, that's the one everyone remembers you for. And I'll be honest with you as well. Back in 2007, that's the one that sticks in my mind because I think that's the time you really came on
First
into
season
in the Premier League, and for Reading that time is a big thing. And how was that like playing in the Premier League? Like, because you must have played with like amazing players. Like,
but you don't think like that. You're competing. No, if you look back now and then you feel like, high quality. When you hear people talk about them, it's different for me because it's like when people compare Gerrard, Lampard, Scholes.
You don't see them like that.
Scholes is the best out of all of them. And then they show you stats of appearances and goals and assists. Yeah, but Darren Bent has more goals than Van Nistelrooy. Van Nistelrooy was the better player. So he has more Prem goals than Van Nistelrooy. But we all know who's better. So it's just when people talk, and then I listen to them, but I'm like, it's not like that. Because you see people from outside don't see or understand the ins and outs. And when you're in there, you're competing, you're not really focused on who you're playing. You don't go out in the tunnel and you're like, oh my God, there's Gerrard. You don't do that. You don't do that. So it's a different mindset, and I think that people who play that understand exactly what I mean by that. Myself, my dream was just to be in them big stadiums, and that was my drive. I want to hear that noise, and when you score a goal, there's no feeling like it.
In terms of that drive and that ambition, do you think is a bit lost in the game at this moment? Because obviously you gave that example of that Middlesbrough example. People these days now, they've lost that drive. I just want to play football. Like
I don't hear much. I don't hear much.
Because if I was to make as a footballer now, if you put me in League One, I'll be happy to play. If you put me in Championship,
well, would you be happy because you'd be getting a wage? Or don't try it.
Nobody so many clubs. Within that, who do you think was the best player you've ever played with?
Most talented player I've ever seen, by far, Ravel Morrison.
Everyone keeps saying that, you know.
Alex Ferguson, I remember he pulled me and Wazza over one day and said, look at this kid's the best kid, better than you, Wayne, when you were a kid, better than Rio, better than Ryan Giggs when you was a kid. This is the best kid you'll ever see. And he used to take liberties with players in training. Even the first team, he come over as a 16-year-old and he should just take liberties, play one touch, could play two touch, weave his way through team.
They're not lying to you.
Everyone keeps saying
the most talented footballer I've seen or been at a club with and played alongside is Ravel Morrison.
That's mad because
the guy could do everything. He can dribble, he can pass, he can beat players. You know what I mean? He's you know what I mean. He's got great vision as well. He understands the game. Great touch. He's the most talented player I've seen and played alongside. Wow. Overall,
when did you play alongside him?
Birmingham.
Wow. Birmingham City. Yeah, I remember he went on loan.
I went on loan, and the first training session, I couldn't believe my eyes. And after the training session, I said, "What team are you on loan from?" Because I knew he won a Birmingham player. And he said,
"Why United?" So I said, "I know why."
I said, I understand.
Attention about stats. Because these days it feels as if people are not watching football; they're watching stats, and you get average
players.
Well, because they've got stats.
They got 98% pass rate.
Yeah.
But the passes
So how much
to the
you
left back and right back.
So how much do you think of the game has changed then, where people don't look at players anymore? They look at the stats of.
You know what? We're never going to change it. That's how people are now. People look at them things. I watch football. I watch the game, and first thing I always look at players in different positions. I always like defenders now. Everyone says when they talk about defender, can he play? He's a defender. Can he defend us? Is the question first. Right? You should be asking. But
how hard is it to make it as a professional football player?
It's tough. You have to give up your whole life and not your whole life, but dedicate your life, shall I say, to it. But the rewards are amazing. So just focus, and you love it, and I know people get injuries and stuff like that, but you still keep going. Medical staff and that, amazing. Some of the injuries we get now, 20, 30 years ago, you get them, your career's done.
As players, you're an asset to the team. So obviously they want their best players to always be out on the field.
I've been at clubs where when you're injured, thank God I've not had many serious injuries.
Wow.
When a player's injured, the manager don't even talk to them.
What?
You're no good to them, are they?
Wow.
They're injured.
Wow. Wow, that is mental.
Some managers, if you're in the medical room, they're not interested in what's going on. Just when is he back? 4 weeks. Alright, speak to him 4 weeks now. Things like that.
Wow. That's the harsh reality.
Yeah, it's the truth. It's the truth.
Wow.
But
that is mental.
That's why players always try and get back as quick as they can. So.
The challenges as a football player. For me, obviously, football players also have levels. Ronaldo, for example, he can't just do whatever he wants to do. He has to. There are certain things he can't do. What are the challenges for you or footballers in general?
When I wasn't at football, I was with my friends. I ain't gonna lie, we did what we wanted. Not
100%.
Not to hurt anyone or anything. I enjoy my time with my friends. I remember Steve Coppell said to me one time.
Steve Coppell, wow.
Said to me, when you're out, just imagine there's a camera on your shoulder every time. I said, I know that. If you live like that, it could be miserable. It could be miserable. So I tried I didn't know, I never hurt anyone. I tried my best, just to try and do normal things.
Steve Coppell for a role, man. Legend manager, man.
He's a legend, man.
Wow.
Good man as well. So
yeah.
it's just things are outside you have to change, and certain places you can't go. Obviously, at a certain time, your night before a game, I think 2 days, even 2 days before a game, don't even waste your time because someone will see you and they'll get back to your club or something. Just it's not hard. Depends. You have good people around you, you'll be fine.
People are still shocked about when you get injured, you don't get.
Yeah, some managers don't even. And some clubs they make it when you're injured. You're injured. You're already pissed off.
Yeah, obviously.
They make you come in earlier than everyone else to get you treated, so you can get out for the players who are going to train to get them ready and with their strappings.
Mentally, do you know how mad that mentally is?
Things like that, I don't think that helps players at all.
Another question I want to ask you is, let's say for example, they've developed players in the academy, and once they've developed them, they don't give you chances anymore. They just go out there, buy 50, 60 million pound players. Do you think the coaching in the modern game, do you think is lost now?
At that level?
At Premier League level?
Yeah,
wow.
Because they can go and buy something ready already, someone ready for that position already.
Yeah.
They might get it wrong, they'll just do it again. It's tougher because there's a lot more money involved. Where they try to put the fair play. Nothing's going to change. That's not going to help anything because these teams are still spending 15 million on left backs. And you only heard of left backs and right backs. 15 million. I want to see 40 goals a season or something. You know what I mean? So coaching has gone out a bit when they get to her, but. They could still have a career, but it's how they are mentally after that. Because if you were 18 in youth team, 2 of the right backs are injured and you're right back, you must be alright.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But then next week,
they go buy.
So just bidded 60 million for so.
That must be hard.
So I think that needs to stop because there's a lot of talent that goes to waste.
I played out away from England. How important is it for people to go away from England? That's
very important.
And why would you say that's very important?
Very important because I think, for instance, Greece, I wouldn't advise anyone to go there. Right, Thailand is
Why?
Because Greece, it's too much corruption there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it's a bigger job. Me and you can't go over there and change anything like that. Trust me,
Wow.
they are corrupt. People not getting opportunities here in England or Spain, wherever. Try abroad, you know what I mean? Because they're open to learn, because their Premier League is only maybe 25 years old, so they're way behind. But they give you everything you need to go and coach and improve players. Yeah, but their Thai mentality is so relaxed. They don't do pre-season. Pre-season, any hard run session,
they don't.
You lose the players, but they're fit anyway, because they don't need as much. So places like that where football's pretty young. You know what I mean? You never know. Keep applying for these things. Keep going in the internet. We got access to the internet. You know,
I think people are just a bit scared to leave their comfort zone, innit?
they
And they just want to.
If you want to achieve things, you're gonna have to at some point. You know what I mean?
100%.
I had to do that at 16 years old to move away to Bristol. I know it's only down the road to Bristol, but you got to do that sometimes. And if you want to push a coach, you go there and do a good job. You never know, you end up a national team manager.
Yeah, you never know.
You know what I mean?
You never know. The pleasure of having a chat. There are things that me and a lot of other people that watches football probably won't get access to unless you're in there. So, and
I think with social media and stuff like that, people are reaching out to these people and they're coming back to. I think it's good that you do that. It's because the papers don't tell you. They don't tell you what the truth a lot of the time. So it's good that players, ex-players and current players, if they talk to people, it'll help. It'll help because it's coming direct from them
100%.
and not someone writing down and then printing a story.
And obviously someone like myself that's passionate about it.
Yeah, I know you are. You love it.
Shout out and please subscribe to Diaries of Mr. CV.
Oh, perfect. But it's Diary of Mr. CV. Well,
Diary of
perfect.
Mr. CV.